Don't call me Corey Baker, call me Marc Copage, 'cause I'm not Julia's son, not anymore. Don't call me Corey Baker, call me Marc Copage, 'cause I'm not Julia's son like I was before. Our guest for today came from a musical family. Her father played alto sax with Benny Goodman, Artie Shaw, Xavier Cugat, I think I just butchered his name, and the Dorsey brothers. She began piano at age 9, followed by drums, arranging, orchestration, and then composition and conducting. She was a participant in the world-famous Earl Hagen BMI film scoring workshop, and she has scored for both films and television and has been awarded the annual BMI Award. A multifaceted writer and performer, she has been featured in the Orient, Europe, and throughout the United States. Our guest for today, Miss Bonnie Janofsky. Welcome to the show, Bonnie.
Thank you, Mark. Great to be here.
Which of those names did I completely butcher?
Actually, you did quite well. Yeah, Xavier Cugat.
Xavier Cugat. That was the one. Okay. So, Bonnie, at what point in your life did you know that you wanted to be a composer?
Composing actually came later because first I started, well, let's see, not sure how far we want to go back, but when I was 9 and my brother was 6, my dad said, oh, we're going to give my brother piano lessons. And I had just a few days before been over at a neighbor's who had a piano, and I thought, this is interesting, patterns of notes and things like that. And I was taking dance lessons when I was 7 and 8. That wasn't my thing. So I started then. Although my father came, his musical background, he got tired of the road, and then it was getting to the age where he wanted to have a family, so he quit music. So I never heard him play. You know, I still have his alto sax, his clarinet. He did also play a flute and oboe back then, years ago. And right after he quit music, he met my mom. And so I was playing piano, and it was interesting that I always loved science, reading science articles. So I kept thinking I'd go into medicine. But then in junior and senior high school, I started to pick up some percussion besides piano. And then but a big change came when I decided, grew up in LA. I lived halfway between LACC and West LA College. I thought, oh, West LA's a new school, I'll go there. Amazing music instructor. And I signed up for jazz band, and at first I was playing the piano parts where all the notes were written out. I didn't know how to read chord symbols or improvise or any of that at that time, or play by ear. And but the more I got into music, and then took some music theory classes from Arthur Downer at West LA College, and also discovered I love variety. And even before composing, I love the fact that as I got more into in the jazz band, I went over from the piano, and I sat down at the drum set, and I just took to that. So immediately I played some, as I mentioned, a little bit of percussion in high school. then I started getting invited to rehearsals. So I go to big band rehearsals. Somebody invited me to Dixieland jam sessions. I'd be playing in community orchestras. I love the variety. And then after taking a second music theory class with Arthur Danner, I switched to a music major. Then I knew that was what I wanted to do. And also writing, my first writing in the in the music theory class, we had an assignment just to write a song, and I just wrote a little jazz song, but Arthur Danner said, "Oh, arrange it for the band. You've been around the band. That just came naturally to me. I have no trouble doing the transpositions and arranging. I've always been told I have a really good ear for any arranging classes or any arranging I've done, or in college, any arranging classes, orchestration. They all said, yeah, you really have a knack for that." And it wasn't, I did composing here and there. I wrote some originals for my own big band and things like that. But I didn't really get seriously into composing, like for film, TV, musical theater. I'm very, very much into now. I really entered that world as well, and that was more when I was in my 40s. So I
Do
didn't.
you you said you had thought you were perhaps going to pursue a career in science.
Mhm.
Are there any skills that you learned when you were interested in science that are applicable to your career as a musician? Do you see any correlation
That's
between
an
those two
excellent
professions?
question. Well, I do see tie-in between both. I know many musicians who are scientists, doctors. They're both very mathematical. They're both patterns. They're both. I love numbers. I know a husband and wife who are both doctors, and they met in music school, but then they both went to med school instead.